So the first thing I'm going to do when you want to create your navigation is to create a nav tag just like this. You create a nav tag, and within this nav tag you're going to create a logo, a div with a class name of logo just like this. It's just a shortcut. You just press dot and put your class name and it will generate a div and a class name for you. So I'm going to insert my logo to be Code Dev Academy. My logo is going to be Code Dev Academy just like this. And I'm going to create my list items. If I save now, I have my logo at my screen here. So I'm going to create a UL. So I'm going to create my unordered list items. Within this my unordered list items, I'm going to create 3 list items. The first one is going to be home. So I'm going to copy this, my home here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it 3 times. And the second one is going to be anything. Let's just say service. And the third one, let's just say helps. Now I have my list items here, and I also want to create some buttons just to show you can also add some buttons to your navigation. I'm going to create some button here. This is going to be sign in, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it, and the second one is going to be sign out. Just like this. When I save here, now I have my list items, I have some buttons, I have a logo also. So I'm going to head to my CSS here. The first I'm going to give my general styling. As usual, I'm going to make it to be margin to be 0, margin to be 0, and I'm going to make padding also to be 0, and I'm going to make box sizing to be border box. If you look at it, I have some bullet points here for my list items, and I want to get rid of them. So I'm going to say list style to be none. If I save now, I have padding and margin are both 0, and my bullet points are gone. So I'm going to target my body just like this. I'm going to give it a height of 100 viewport height, and my weight is going to be 100. It's going to be 100 viewport width just like this. And I'm going to give a background image because I have an image. I have a folder called images. I'm going to give my URL, and I'm going to go into my image folder and select this my image. As usual, it's going to be background repeats or flow repeats. After that, I'm going to make a background size to be cover. Background size, I want it to cover everything. So when I save here, this is actually what I'm having right now. So after that, what I'm going to do now is to target my navigation, which is my nav. I'm going to write nav just like this, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a display. Before making it a display, I'm going to give it a padding. I want it to be 10 pixel tap on bottom and 20 pixel left and right. We're talking about space right now. 10 pixels top and bottom space, and 20 pixels left and right space. When I save here, I want you guys to look at my screen right now what is happening. Now I'm having a 10 pixels and I'm 20 pixels space. So after that, let me first change the color first. The color to be white, so that you can actually see it. The color now is white. I'm going to make a background color also to be black, so that you can actually see what we're doing here. So after that, the first thing I'm going to do now is to make this is flex box. I'm going to make it a display flex, a display of flex. That's the first thing we're going to do, and we're going to align the item to center with the property align item center. And after that, we're going to make justify content to be space between. Justify content space between. When I save here, this is actually what we're having here. That's the first thing. So what I'm going to do now next is to target my parent element for this my list items here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say now, then I'm going to target my parent container, which is UL. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to also make it a display flex, because they are block items now. So with one line of CSS, I can make them to be display flex, and I'm going to write flex here. Display flex. Now they are flex items. When I save here now, as you can see them, they have changed to flex items, and I'm going to make a gap of, let me see, 1 rem of space in them. Now I'm having a 1 rem of space. If I open it in a bigger page, this is actually what we're having here. So let me bring it back. So what I'm going to do now next is target my list items. I want to target the list items here. First I'm going to do, I'm going to say now, and my list items are my LI, which are the children, which is this home, service, and help, and also these buttons also. So let me make the font width, because I want you guys to actually get what I'm doing. Let me make the font width to be 500. Now if you notice here, they are a little bit bold than earlier, and I'm going to change the font size. The font size, let's make it to be 0.8 rem, which is a little bit small. Let's make it to be 1 rem. Yes, it's a little bit better than that. And for other features, I'm going to come back to the item, but for now let's head to our buttons here. So I'm going to see my buttons. I'm going to target my buttons here. So the first thing I'm going to do for my buttons is to increase the padding. Let me open it in a bigger page. I'm going to make it a padding. Let's see, let me make it to be 1 rem top and bottom, and 2 rem left and right. And let's see how big it's going to be. Wow, it's so big. And in that case, let me make it to be 0.5 rem. 0.5 rem. Okay, now it's a little bit better now. And the weight is a little bit, let me make it to be 1.5 or 6, 1.6. Yes, I think this is a little bit better. So I'm going to make the background color to be blue. Now I'm having the background color to be blue. I'm going to make the font width to be bold. I'm having a font width of bold. Now if you notice here, the border is showing. If you notice, a little bit of gray is showing. So I'm going to make the border to be none. Just like this, the border now is gone. So I want to make an edge corners, so I'm going to use the border radius. So let's make it to be 10 pixels and see how it's going to look. And we're having this border to be 10 pixels. Let me make it to be 20 here, and let's see how it's going to be. 20 is a little bit too much curve, so let me make it to be 13 pixels. Now I believe this is okay, having it to be 13 pixels. Yeah, it's a little bit okay. So I'm going to like put a box shadow here. So let's make it 0 space top and bottom and 0 space left and right, and let me make it to be 5 pixel block and 2 pixel, and let me make it to be a gray color. Now we're having a little bit of border radius. If you notice, you look at it very well, but in that case let me increase this to 3 so that it can actually show. But I don't want the border radius to go behind the button. I want it to go inside the button. So I'm going to come just before this my numbers here. I'm going to put insert. So just this word is going to bring from outside to inside the button. If you notice, this is actually what we're seeing right now. I'm done with my button. So what I'm going to do now is to target my logo. Dash logo. So I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to say color, and I'm going to make it to be brown. Brown, just like this. Now we're having a brown Code Dev Academy. So let me head back. So what I'm going to do now next is, I want, when I'm hovering on this my list items here, I want some changes to happen. So I'm going to target my nav, and I'm going to target my list items. So I'm going to say hover. So anything I give to this my hover is going to happen when I hover on it. So the first thing I want a finger to appear when I hover on it. So I'm going to say cursor to be pointer. That's the first thing. So when I hover now, I'm seeing a finger appearing on it. So what I'm going to do now is change the background color. I'm going to change the background color to be white when I hover on it. In that case, when I change the background color to be white, I'm going to change the color of the text, in that case, to be black. Because if not, it's going to blend with the background color and text color, and you'll not be able to see the text. So I'm going to make the background color to be black. So when I hover on it, this is actually what we're seeing here. But if you notice here, our button, its space is a little bit awkward here. So what I'm going to do is to give it a padding. So you're going to come to your list items here and give it a padding, which is internal space. Just I really understand what padding means. Giving a space internal, not external, within this text, not outside the text here. Just look at what's going to happen if I save this. So let's assume I give it a space of 10 pixels. and I give it a space of 20 pixels left and right, and let's see what is happening right now. If you notice here, the space actually increased, not like what we were witnessing before. There's actually an increasement in space for this text. So what I'm going to do now, after giving it, I'm going to give it a border radius, because we're having this, if you look at it, we're having sharp edges and we don't want it to go that way. So we're going to give it a border radius of, let's say, 20 pixels, let's say 13 pixels. This is actually our result of what we're having here. So we're done with our list items here. We have a hover effect. This is what is happening. So but I want, when I hovering on this my buttons, I want things to happen so that it should look active here. So I'm going to target my button here. I'm going to target my button. I'm going to say hover. So when I'm hovering on this my items here, I just want the opacity to drop. The opacity to drop to, let's say, 0.8. If you notice here, there's actually a little bit of dropping of opacity that is happening here. In that case, let me make a cursor to be pointed so that you can actually see a finger pointing at it. Okay, this is actually what we're having here. So actually that's almost everything you need to know about navigation, and it's actually really easy. If you have gained something out of this video, please don't forget to like the video, and if you want to join us in exploring the world of web development together, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in my next video.